In this video, I'm going to show you how to erase the glare out of someone's glasses in a portrait by using a second clean image. So what I did was I got the portrait just how I wanted with his glasses on, and then I had him take them off, do the same pose, take it again. So I do have two images here. I highly suggest you do this because honestly, it's really hard to get great lighting with no glare. But if you want to add flash or studio lighting, it gets really tricky. So it's just easiest to do a no glasses photo and a glasses photo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer them and use masking. So let's go to the no glasses photo, Control A, Control C, go to my base image, which is going to be the bottom layer, and Control V to paste. So here we are, two layers. Top one is no glasses, bottom one is with glasses. So the first thing we need to do is line them up. So with Z for zoom tool, I'm going to zoom in real close, put the top layer visible, and go back to move tool, which is V. Now I can use my numbers for transparency. So if I press number 5, it's 50% transparent. Now I can use my mouse, which is the move tool, to move things around and get them lined up. But he actually moved his head a little bit. You can see as a different angle. That's a risk when you're doing this type of photos. I highly suggest you have a friend or an assistant or someone just stand right outside of the frame, and they are actually the glasses person. They will take the glasses off so that your subject does not have to move their pose, because inevitably it will happen. They will not go back to the exact same pose if they're the one taking off the glasses and setting them somewhere on the side. And yeah, so get someone else to do that. I didn't have that. So what I'm going to do to fix that is I'm actually going to rotate this top layer to match. And this is really weird, I know, but I'm going to trace where the eyes actually are by using a red brush. When I first did this, this is what I did because it made it easier. So colors panel, red. I'm going to draw where his eyes are in the base layer, which is what I want. And I'm on the top layer. I made a new empty layer up here. I'm just going to draw red around there, an eyelash. And it's hard to see because this glare is intense, but it's right there and there. And I shot this using my new AD200 Pro in a 34-inch glow beauty dish with one diffusion layer. Okay, so now we can bring back in the clean layer, put it at 100% transparency or 0, and see that's offset. Let's go to V. Now Control T gets you into transform mode. You can stretch it, you can rotate it, which is what we're going to do. Okay, so positive 1 degrees gets a perfect alignment with the eyes. Well, close enough to be perfect. I'm going to click the checkbox because I'm done. Now let's get rid of that top layer, select it, delete, and let's start masking in the eyes over the glary glasses. So bring the layer in, click on the mask button down here. Now this pure white mask means everything in the layer is visible. We want to flip that upside down. We want to make it black. So Control I. So the mask is black, which means we cannot see this layer, even though the eyeball is on. Now what we're going to do with the brush tool, make sure you got brush, which is letter B. Make sure you have white as your foreground color. And now we're painting on the mask. Make sure you've selected the mask. There's going to be little white corners around it. That means you're painting on the mask, not on the layer. So now look, we can paint in the layer. Pretty cool. So undo. So if I right click, I get my brush settings here. I'm going to make it about 75-ish% soft, which is the edges are going to be soft, and I'm going to paint white in. I'm going to be very careful and go right on the inside of the glasses frame. You can leave a little line of white. That kind of gives that sort of refraction line that glass has around the edges. Paint it in, and when you get to the actual eye part, you can use a very soft brush to just really sneakily just brush it right in there. Same here, soft brush here. The edges are fading off, so you can't really tell where the boundary is. And a little bit more of a sharper brush for the top portions here, and leave a little bit of an edge along the top of the glass. I'm going to keep it there. Use a soft brush. Oops, wrong color. You can use the letter X to flip-flop your colors from black to white, white to black. White will mask a layer in to be visible. Black will mask it out to be invisible. Okay, so that looks pretty good. It almost looks too good. So you may want to add some glare back in, just kind of on the edges. So to paint some of the glare back in to give a little bit more of a realistic look, go to your brush tool, which is B. Make sure your foreground color is black. And I'm going to use a really soft brush right there. So the edges are they'll fade away real smoothly. And when with your brush tool selected, now the numbers control your transparency of your brush. So I'm going to paint basically away the clean eye layer, which will reveal what's below, which is the glaring layer. A little bit around the edges right there. Now since my brush is 30% transparent, the more I brush, the more it comes in. So you get a little bit of a glow back in there. You may not like that. You may want it to be perfectly clear, or you may want to add more glare. It's really up to you. And if I Alt and left click on the mask itself, this is what the mask looks like. White means visible, black means invisible, and that is applied to the top layer. So that's how masks work. If you left click on the normal thumbnail of the top layer, you'll go back to what I call normal viewing mode. I don't know what this is called, but there we have it. I hope you learned something new. Thanks for watching.